What happened last night?
Are you ready?
So what did happen last night? Well, in a close one, the Timberwolves beat the Spurs 104-102. Of course, the main story in that one, well, there were many stories, but one of the stories was the return of Anthony Edwards so quickly from injury. Just crazy. This guy's a dog. He poured in 18 off the bench. Basically, he wasn't quite the leading scorer. It was very balanced scoring across the board for the Timberwolves, but he was up there. 18, that guy. And after the game, he complained he gave up 2 offensive rebounds and turned the ball over in the last 2 minutes, looking to improve. The guy, he just has mentality. But also in that same game, you got to talk about Victor Wembanyama, the alien. He added 12 blocks, which is a playoff record. He had tied a playoff record in the first half, but he went on to set it. In his first playoffs, in his second year. Wow, this team is just amazing. Led by a couple people with 18. Dylan Harper off the bench. That's also impressive. That's a good sign for the Spurs. Of course, losing the game, not a good sign. But yeah, this is going to be a good series, I think. I'm impressed by what the Timberwolves have done so far in these playoffs. And of course, also in the NBA, we extensively talked about the Knicks yesterday, giving them some love in the NBA Daily, which will be returning tonight with Scott. He's got some thoughts on the Oklahoma City Lakers series, which may not be the best one, but it is intriguing in some ways and just really interesting to see the old guard go against some of the Spurs are kind of like the real new kid on the block, but the Thunder, they're still young. So the Knicks, we talked about this. Jalen Brunson going with 35 points, just going off in the first half, and really this game was over by the third quarter. But yeah, Scott had said Brunson will have one of those games where he just can't be stopped. But was this that Patsy game where the Knicks were up too much at the half and it doesn't even really matter? The Knicks did set the tone, however. So Scott had said that the Knicks had to set the tone, and one of the teams had to set the tone, but he was talking specifically about the Knicks. If they're going to do anything in the series, they have to set the tone in game 1, and they did. So yeah, Karl-Anthony Towns, another man we've talked about a lot over the past couple days. He had 17, 6 and 6 and 2 blocks. Mitchell Robinson didn't have any blocks, but they were effective against Embiid, who only had 14 on 3 of 11 shooting. He was not a factor in this game. Really, none of the Sixers were a factor in this game. This was just, it was a 39-point beatdown, and that's just, that's insane. But was it 39? I'm trying to do the math. Yeah, 39-point beatdown. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm not great at doing the numbers. I used to do stats, which is fantastic for my numbers. But yeah, I've lost the skill for that. But yeah, the Knicks just dominate over the Sixers in that big, almost 40-point beatdown. So that's what was going on last night in the NBA. We also had action, 2 second-round games in the NHL. In their second game of the series, I got a friend, he's a Flyers fan. Obviously, I'm happy they got by the Pens, but Flyers looked good early in this game. It was all Flyers, but the Carolina Hurricanes come back to win it. Just nothing could stop these. I don't know. Maybe the Flyers can somehow make it a series. I thought they were going to make it a series when it was early on in this game, but yeah, the Hurricanes, they're just looking amazing. The man in this one, Jackson Blake with 2 assists, a goal each from Ehlers, Hall, and Jarvis. And yeah, in the other game, the late game, I was keeping a close eye on this one after I kind of got my word on what was going on in the Spurs and Timberwolves game. This was great. The Knights 3-1 on the Ducks. I used to like the Ducks. I actually saw the Ducks play the Devils in Game 7 in Jersey in that Stanley Cup Finals. And the man in this one was Mitch Marner, +2, 1 goal, 1 assist. The addition in the offseason looking good. So the Knights take that one, and that's what happened last night. Tonight, we've got a couple things going on. Obviously, NHL continuing, a short slate, just the Wild and the Avalanche. That was a fun one in Game 1 for the most part. I know the Avalanche kind of poured it on. It was empty netters, basically. They kind of added on really late. But yeah, Wild contending. So we'll see what happens there. I'm expecting the Avalanche to take this series, but the Wild beat the Stars. I was not expecting that. And then, as I said, The later game, the Lakers and the Oklahoma City Thunder, that's tonight, that's game 1. And the Cavaliers begin their series against the Pistons. Those are 200 achieving teams in the East. So that's about last night and a little preview of what's coming up tonight. And as I said, Scott will be back on the NBA Daily discussing some insight into the Oklahoma City Thunder and Lakers series. Maybe not the best series on paper. Maybe that's the point of the discussion. Let's see. That's about last night.